I'm so glad to be here with you guys at Eojd Youth Day. Beam the light. Come on, make some noise if you're glad to be in the building. Man, I came all the way from the greatest state in the United States. I live in Texas. Woo! And I brought my wife here with me today. But we left our 3 little boys at home. We wanted to try to enjoy ourselves. But I brought a picture of them. In the middle, that's my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? What up, shawty? And then over here, I'm holding Lawson. He's 3. In the middle is Navy. He's 1. And then over here, this is Kanan. He's 6 years old. And I have to tell you, being a dad is like pretty amazing. I know you're looking at me. I look so young. I'm so cool. Like, how could I be a dad? I understand. But the fact is, I've got these 3 little dudes, and you learn some things you don't really want to learn as a parent. You hear some things that you would rather not hear. The most frequently used word in my house is poop. I'm not just saying that to get laughs, guys. It's a part of my everyday life. And if you're honest, it's a part of your everyday life too. Just be real. But every day, my kids come downstairs and somehow they found out that our Alexa device will play what is called the poo-poo song. So this is what happens. My kids come downstairs and they say, Alexa, play the poo-poo song. And Alexa responds,
here's the poo-poo song by The Trees on Amazon Music.
1, 2, 3, 4. Poo-poo, poo-poo.
Everybody's gotta go poo-poo.
Poo-poo, poo-poo.
All day long. You sing, poo-poo, poo-poo. Everybody, okay, that's enough. I'm never gonna get invited back here again. Another thing that my kids love are night lights. This is a Batman nightlight. Now, I knew that nightlights existed. I did not know that we had stepped this thing up to a whole new level. Because when you plug this nightlight in, it shines the Batman logo across the whole ceiling of my kids' rooms. They love this thing because they're scared of the dark. How many of you guys were scared of the dark as a kid? Be honest. Tell the truth. Some of you guys are like, as a kid, I'm scared of the dark right now. It's a little dark in here. Hold me. You know, there's something about the dark, isn't there? There's something about the dark that creates fear. See, when we're in the dark, we begin to think differently because we can't see clearly and we can't see correctly. And in our minds, we start creating all of these different scenarios. In the dark, our imaginations are charged and we start to believe things that aren't even true. And for many of us, our world is like the dark rooms of our childhood. We live in darkness every day, and it distorts our view. And it's even more than that, because many of us, we live in dysfunction, and we live in pain, and we're struggling with sin, and our world seems dark. We're struggling to feel our way through life, trying to make sense of what we feel but cannot see. We need light. In the book of John, Jesus is speaking to a group of people who, although they lived 2,000 years ago, were experiencing the same darkness that we experience in the world today. And Jesus speaks to them and says this, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life. You will have the light that leads to life. Notice that Jesus said, you will have the light, not just a light. So many people in the world are trying to light up the darkness of their lives, not with the light, but a light. A light called romance that leads you from one boyfriend or girlfriend to another, trying to illuminate the darkness of a broken heart, only to find that that light won't last. We try to light up our lives with a light called money and stuff and things and status to try and inflate this deflated self-worth that we lack. But that light won't work. We try to use a light called popularity, thinking that if we wear the right things and fit in with the right people, we can illuminate the relational darkness in our lives. But a light won't work. I came to encourage someone at BEAM this year and let you know that you don't have to settle for a light. You can walk in the light, and the light has a name, and his name is Jesus, and he is the light that leads to life. My 6-year-old's name is Canaan, and this is his Batman light. He loves this not just because it lights up his room at nighttime. He loves it because it throws that image of Batman on his ceiling. And I don't know if you realize this, but for each of us, Jesus is a lot like this nightlight. See, my son loves this because it casts an image of something to him that is greater than the darkness in his room. And if you are a believer in this room tonight, we can see a light that is shining brightly into our lives and into our world. We see a light that is illuminating the darkness, and this light is something that we can look to, for he is the image of something greater. Jesus is the image of the invisible God, and he is shining the light of love and power and hope and love and truth into the world today. We have someone that we can look to because Jesus is the light of the world. Put your hands together if you believe it.